Today we will cover uh, a topic concerning conjunctiva, its normal anatomy, histology, and the normal physiology. Okay, in it we will cover what is conjunctiva, what is its histology, what are its different layers which form the conjunctiva, and what is the normal blood supply or and nerve supply of the conjunctiva. What is conjunctiva? Conjunctiva is derived from a Latin term conjoin. Okay, what does conjoin mean? Which joins? What does conjunctiva join? Conjunctiva joins eyeball to the orbit and the eyelids. Okay, it is a layer, it is a translucent mucous membrane joining the eyeball to the orbit and the lids. It starts from the lid margin, lines the posterior surface of the lids, interior aspect of the eyeball up to the limbus where the conjunctiva and the cornea meet. It encloses a space that is the conjunctival sac, and this conjunctival sac opens up as in front as palpebral fissure. The conjunctiva has three parts. The palpebral part of the conjunctiva is the part of the conjunctiva which is behind the lids. The bulbar part, which is in front of the eyeball up to the cornea, and the fornix part, which joins the palpebral and the bulbar conjunctiva. The palpebral conjunctiva, which is behind the lids, is further divided into marginal conjunctiva at the lid margin, the tarsal conjunctiva behind the tarsus of the eyelids, and the orbital part of the conjunctiva. Okay, the bulbar conjunctiva is further divided into the limbal part of the conjunctiva and the scleral part of the conjunctiva. The limbal part is about 3 to 4 mm from the limbus, and rest is the scleral part of the bulbar conjunctiva. Fornix is a space, a cul-de-sac space, and is divided into superior, inferior, lateral, and medial. What is a palpebral conjunctiva? If we consider, here is the lid. When we are considering, here is the upper lid, here is the lower lid, and this is the conjunctiva lining the posterior part of the palpebra, that is the lids, and this is known as the palpebral conjunctiva, the upper palpebral conjunctiva and the lower palpebral conjunctiva. It is made up of many layers, that is, it is stratified. And what is the type of the epithelium in this layer? It is stratified squamous epithelium. The palpebral conjunctiva is further divided into marginal conjunctiva, tarsal conjunctiva, and the orbital part. What is marginal conjunctiva? Marginal conjunctiva starts from the interior lid margin to 2 mm behind the posterior lid margin up to a shallow groove, the sulcus subtarsalis of the lid. It is a transitional zone between the skin outside the lids and the conjunctiva proper behind. What is the importance of sulcus subtarsalis of the lid? It is a shallow groove behind the posterior lid margin, 2 mm behind the posterior lid margin. And what is the importance of this groove which lies 2 mm behind the posterior lid margin? The perforating vessels which supply the conjunctiva pass through the tarsus and through the sulcus subtarsalis and then supply the conjunctiva. So this is a very vascular area, and it is a common site for lodgement of a foreign body. Okay, it is a common site for lodgement of any foreign body. Next part of the palpebral conjunctiva is the tarsal conjunctiva. The tarsal conjunctiva is this part of the conjunctiva in front of which is lies the tarsal plate of the eyelid. It is a thin, transparent and highly vascular structure. In the upper lid, it is firmly adherent to the whole of the tarsal plate. In the lower lid, it is adherent only to the half width of the tarsus, and the lower width of the tarsus is free from the conjunctiva. Okay, the tarsal glands appear through the conjunctiva as a yellow vertical streaks of glands, and the tarsal conjunctiva is the common site where we see what? A follicular and the papillary reaction. Follicles are the lymphocytes and the neutrophils being collected, and the papillary is an allergic type of reaction in which the inflammatory cells are there along with the vessels. Next is the orbital part of the conjunctiva. This is the orbital part of the conjunctiva after the tarsal conjunctiva. And what is the orbital part of the conjunctiva? It is the part of the conjunctiva which lies beyond the tarsal conjunctiva and the fornix, up to the fornix. In the upper leg, the orbital conjunctiva is loose and lies over the muller muscles. In the upper leg, the orbital conjunctiva is loose and lies over the muller muscles. What is a bulbar conjunctiva? Bulbar conjunctiva is that part of the conjunctiva which lies just interior to the eyeball. It is made up of stratified columnar epithelium. The basal layer of this epithelium is a columnar, that's why it is a stratified columnar epithelium. It is thin, it is transparent and lies loose, and the bulbar conjunctiva can be moved over the underlying structure, that is the episclera and the sclera. The bulbar conjunctiva has a firm attachment 1 millimeter posterior to the sclerocorneal limbus. The bulbar conjunctiva has a firm attachment 1 millimeter posterior to the sclerocorneal junction, and this is known as the limbal conjunctiva. And the bulbar conjunctiva is separated from the interior sclera by what? The episcleral tissue and the Tenon's capsule. There is a pericorneal plexus which is formed from the subconjunctival vessels. There is a pericorneal plexus which is formed from the subconjunctival vessels and the interior ciliary vessels. And where does it lie? This pericorneal plexus lies under the bulbar conjunctiva. What is limbal conjunctiva? It is a 3 millimeter ridge of bulbar conjunctiva around the cornea. The conjunctiva has a firm attachment 1 millimeter posterior to the sclerocorneal limbus. And what is a limbal conjunctiva? It is a 3 millimeter ridge of bulbar conjunctiva around the cornea. What is limbus? Limbus is that area where the conjunctiva, the Tenon's capsule and the episcleral tissue are very firmly adherent to each other and form a dense tissue which is strongly adherent to the underlying corneoscleral junction. So this corneoscleral junction along with the limbal stem cells, this dense tissue formed by the conjunctiva, Tenon's capsule and the episcleral tissue forms the limbus, and it is the preferred site to hold the eyeball with any forceps or any instrument so that during the surgical procedures. What is fornix? So the part which joins the bulbar conjunctiva with the palpebral conjunctiva is the fornix. It is like a sac. It is a Caldi sac and joins the palpebral and the bulbar conjunctiva, and it has 4 parts: superior, inferior, medial and palpebral. What is superior fornix? The superior fornix is a part of the conjunctiva from the tarsal plate to 10 millimeter away from the upper limbus. And till what is the level of the superior fornix? What is the extension of the superior fornix? Up to the superior orbital margin. The extension of the facial sheath of the levator palpebralis superioris and superior rectus attaches to the superior fornix, and this attachment of the facial sheath of the LPS and the superior rectus helps to maintain the recess during the leg movements, up and down movement of the upper leg. If the knife is passed through the superior fornix, where does the knife enter in the muscles? It enters between the two muscles, plane of the two muscles between the LPS and the superior rectus. What lies in the subconjunctival tissue at the superior fornix? In the subconjunctival tissue of the superior fornix lies the glands of Cross and the Muller's muscle. And if there is any suspicion of the foreign body which is lodged in the superior fornix, what do we have to do? Not a single inversion, but a double inversion using the Descemet's retractor helps to dislodge the foreign body from the superior fornix if the foreign body is being not removed from the eye wash. What is inferior fornix? Inferior fornix is a conjunctival part which is from the tarsal plate of the lower leg to 8 mm from the lower limbus. The bulbar conjunctival part 8 mm from the lower limbus. This is the inferior fornix. And till what level is the inferior fornix extended? Up to the inferior orbital margin. Here also there is an extension of the facial sheath of which muscles inferior rectus and inferior oblique attaches to this fornix, the inferior fornix, and this helps to maintain the recess, the inferior recess during the lower lid eye movements. And if the knife is passed through the inferior fornix, at what level it enters the eyelid? It enters between inferior rectus and inferior palpebral muscles, and not between inferior rectus and inferior oblique. It passes between inferior rectus and inferior palpebral muscles, and if we further push, it hits the aponeurosis, which is formed from inferior rectus and inferior oblique muscles. Here also in the subconjunctival tissue we will find the glands of Cross. What is the medial fornix? The medial side fornix is very shallow and not a deep cul-de-sac. It is just shallow, and it has two structures, the caruncle and the plica semilunaris. And there is a formation of the tear film, and the tear film is here in the form of lacus lacrimalis, and is known as tear lake. Here the tear film collects. The tears collect here and is known as the tear lake or the lacus lacrimalis. In the lateral fornix extends 14 mm from the lateral limbus, the bulbar conjunctival part 14 mm from the lateral limbus, and 4 to 5 mm from the lateral canthus. And this fornix extends to just behind the equator of the globe. All other fornices don't reach the equator. This extends to just behind the equator of the globe. Okay. Next, we will study about the histology of the conjunctiva. The conjunctiva, as any other layer of epithelium, has epithelium and a substantia propria. The substantia propria is further divided into two layers, the adenoid layer and the fibrous layer, and the adenoid layer has the property of recruiting cells for immunological purposes and has lymphocytes and all, and the fibrous layer has muscle cells and the fibrous tissue. Also, we can see here in the diagram the corneal epithelium which is not drawn, the limbal part of conjunctiva which is highly stratified, and the bulbar conjunctiva which is a stratified columnar epithelium, the superior fornix stratified columnar epithelium, the upper tarsal conjunctiva which is two layers, one cylindrical layer and one cubical layer, the marginal conjunctival which is a non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. And we will study this epithelium, how many layers are in which part, in the next video with in a tabular form. Okay.